And we're live. Welcome back, y'all, to Guy Live B2B Jam Session, the hottest B2B Jam Session in the South. And hopefully, we have people who are from all over the world, the East, West Coast. And shout out to our people in Nigeria, Germany, and elsewhere. Much love to you all. Today, I'm super excited. And here's why I tell you I'm super excited. I'm talking to an amazing guest. Someone who actually lives in the same city as I. Didn't realize it until we actually made contact, but he is the founder of Thrive Consulting. Jason, it's such an honor to meet you.
Well, it's really an honor to meet you too, Tim, and it is funny because it is really hot because we are in Houston, Texas. So the humidity is probably about 98% right now already. And the funny thing is,
and we're not sweating yet.
we're not sweating yet. And when I asked for my coffee, she immediately made it an iced coffee early in the morning. So hot is definitely the.
Oh my goodness, man! You guys are here. It has amazing energy. Just a little bit about how long you've been working in the HR space now.
Well, I've been working in the HR space for over 25 years. And I've always worked in HR ever since I got out of school. I started out working in HR in Silicon Valley. So I worked for high-tech companies like Polycom. I worked for BMC Software in Houston. And I've worked for a financial tech startup here in Houston, P97. So it's always been in human resources. So I've been really blessed to have a very positive career moving forward in HR.
Well, so talk to us a little bit because there's so much that's changing now in the world of business, right? We're entering a world post-COVID-19, and a lot of people in the HR space are not asking questions on what do I do next for my organization. With the work that you do with Thrive Consulting, what are you hearing from clients and the people you support?
Well, look, I've always had the approach of really two things. One is that you have to help empower the business, and you can't be an HR professional that just leads with policy and process. You have to help them move forward. And then two, as an HR professional, and especially right now, is it's your job to go in and ask really hard questions. Your job is to go in and be a leader of change. Your job is to ask the tough questions. And as it relates to, are we keeping our employees safe with COVID-19? Are we doing the right things? Are we doing the right things as it relates to, diversity, inclusion, and belonging? Are we running the right programs? Are we really looking out for our employees? Are we following up on the commitments that we said we were going to do? So you have to be a leader pushing forward. And sometimes being in HR means that you have to, be on management's, bad side for a couple of weeks or for a couple of days while you have them take a look at things. So I think it's really important that HR professionals push themselves and push the company.
Yeah, that's so true. And I agree with that 100%, leading a company, being a founder of a company. And I've worked at companies where HR often has to jostle with higher ups and executives. But we're now seeing that, human resources and just like good HR leadership is paramount to the success of your organization. One of the best examples I'm noticing right now is Spotify. They recently, not too long ago, announced that they're shifting to a work from anywhere policy. Now, I want to get your thoughts on this, right? Because employee experience is a huge conversation in the human resources world. What do you think is the best framework to be giving other HR leaders or leaders?
You're talking about for work from home?
Yeah, work from home versus work from anywhere.
So I've worked with leaders that were vehemently against work from home.
Yeah.
Like and I always define it this way. I make a widget, but I'm making the widget at home. And so they don't like that widget because I can't see you. You're not at your desk, so it's an inferior widget. But the person that's potentially making an inferior widget, but because they're sitting in a desk and the CFO or the CEO can see them, they like that widget. So we need to shift our mindset. We cannot say that work from home is not something that companies will embrace. Millennials and younger talent and top talent are going to be able to demand to work from home and be anywhere and work anywhere. And we've shown that we can do it. So we have to be able to do that. And that's super important for the future of work. And so to me, that whole remote work is a must-have for companies going forward. You've got to be able to straddle those two concepts in terms of being in the office and being remote. If you look at Coinbase, Coinbase, which is one of the hottest companies in the country right now, no longer have a corporate headquarters. We're going to have a small satellite. You can work anywhere that you want. And on top of that, considering that we have no HQ, your mobility upward in the organization is not going to be limited by where you are geographically. I mean, that's where we need to get to. I think we need to get away from the Jamie Dimon mindset at Citigroup that says, I want all you guys in here because I want to keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
So
it's not good for innovation.
It's not good for innovation. That's not what employees want. And at Thrive, we help companies embrace what they want to do. Do you want to be fully remote? Do you want to be hybrid? What is your model that you want to follow? So we really help and work with that, and we try to help companies move to the next phase and really help transform them where they're at.
Wow, that's powerful, man. So Thrive Consulting, you all have been around for quite some time. And you just touched on how you all help organizations. Talk to me a little bit about some of the work that you all have done with clients.
So we've been during we actually started during the pandemic. Ray, my partner, and I, we've been around in HR for a long time now, and
Ray was actually supposed to be on the live with us. I don't know. Sorry, late Ray, that we didn't include you. We'll have to have you up next time. There's going to be a definitely next time.
So we have been doing things in terms of working with clients in terms of succession planning. We've done 5 different mergers and acquisitions where we've led 5 different M&As as of late. We're doing talent acquisition and doing talent acquisition redesign for another company. We're doing work in the comp space. We're helping a $20 billion company look at redesigning their entire compensation structure and all of their job levels. So we've been very blessed to have some amazing clients and projects since we opened our doors.
That's powerful. What I love about what you all are doing is that you all are really educating the masses here. I mean, companies that are really huge, the $20 billion size companies, enterprise companies, they really forget the importance of keeping human resources human and the value of human capital. And I've seen it so many times when I used to work in corporate enterprise. It's a really powerful education they get from outside consulting partners. I want to touch on a little bit. We're seeing this huge growth in small to medium businesses, right? And kind of how small to medium businesses are successful. When you all are talking to enterprise companies, right, the $20 billion, what are some of the biggest problems they face? How do y'all kind of navigate that with them?
Big companies face a variety of problems, and the problems are we just don't have to get the job done. Believe it or not, you're a big company. A lot of big companies are really thinly staffed. So we come in and we help augment that thin staff. So that's one thing that we help do. The other thing is sometimes you get caught in a paradigm of, we're $20 billion. We've been in existence for 25 years. Yeah. We've always done it this way, which sounds really corny, but companies sometimes forget how to do things that are new and different.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they just need to have somebody come in and
push them a little bit.
And bust the paradigms for them. Yeah, we work with a really awesome person. I don't know if you know him, but his name is Jonathan McBride, and he's the former head of HR for BlackRock Capital, and he used to work for President Obama as his head of personnel in the White House. And one of the things that I've gotten to know Jonathan, over the last years, he really helps float and is about big concepts and talking to companies about these big concepts in a really pragmatic way. And so that's what we try to do, is talk to them about, this is how you put yourself forward. These are the things that people are thinking and seeing and wanting right now. And so we do that a lot because companies just need a reframing. And then a lot of times HR is so busy. We're the worst group for getting We're the worst group for learning about new things. And so to have an outside group like ourselves, where Ray and I keep up with all the latest trends and we look at the latest software, when we look at things like psychological safety, which is a hugely important topic for people right now, to be able to come into a company and give them those types of pieces of information and help them know about those are the tangible things that are out there that people should be aware of. We help them move things forward. And then, Ray and I are people that get into the weeds and just help get the project done.
Yeah.
We're not flash consultants.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times there's people called flash consultants. They just want to come in and put the ideas out there and they run out. We actually go in, implement, and help you figure out your problem.
Hands-on, I love it.
Yeah.
Man. So let's talk about, we talked about the present of human research, but let's talk about the future. A little bit, maybe not looking too far in the future. There's so many trends going on right now in employee experience, personalized employee experience. I've been reading a lot about on LinkedIn and elsewhere. What are one or two big trends that are popping out to you, Jason?
One of the things that I think is going to be really important, and I'll talk a little bit about technology, as you and I had a little bit of a conversation about technology, is I think that bots are going to be a lot more important, where, you're going to have a much more sophisticated bot internally in a company that you're able to ask questions to and get information. And rather just getting baseline information where it's saying, you say, I have a benefits question, or, I need to figure out my drug prescription, and they just send you the link to the benefits group, 10 times, and that's the same answer. You're going to have bots that are a lot more sophisticated and answer questions in a manner that are much more efficient and can take away some of that transactional work from HR professionals. There's a company called MeBot right now in Austin. Our good friend Beth White is the CEO of that company, and they're doing extraordinary things in the bot area, really up-leveling the HR bot experience and making it almost like you're interacting with a human.
Yeah, there's those who listen to the show and are part of our Team Guy community. They get scared when we talk about bots because, some people believe bots are going to take over the world. What are your thoughts on it? Do you believe we're moving towards that kind of future?
Well, here's the thing. I've always told people that work for me. They're like, well, what do I do? And I'm like, so seriously, do you want me to train you on how to sit in a cube and answer questions on a chat about benefits? Is that really what you need to do for the next 10 years? Or do you want me to train you on how to do organizational development within a company? Do you want me to train you on how to coach an executive? Do you want to learn about the intricacies of leave administration so you could
the higher level work, the more creative.
Exactly. You said it more quickly than I did, but I want to push you up. I want to give you bigger, better experiences so you're more valuable. I don't want you answering, first level questions about something that isn't going to be rewarding to you down the road. I mean, that's how we get you to more experience, more skill, and that's how we get you to a better, high-paying job that gets you where you want to be in your career.
Yeah, that's powerful. Gems. Those are gems for those who are tuning in. Shout out to the Paul McCartney who's saying, love it. Shout out to Vanessa Lambo. Wow, awesome. Much love to all of you from Cameroon and internationally who are tuning in and who will tune in later. Jason, it's been such a pleasure having you on the show. I always love talking to brilliant human resources people who are just brilliant leaders who I could tell have good hearts for this work, especially being in the space. You talk to a lot of human resources people, and you're like, you probably shouldn't be in human resources. You got to mean.
Well, it's a funny thing. I maybe people don't even know this anymore, but I don't know if people still remember Dilbert from Scott Adams. And so somebody asked him once, why did you make Catbert the HR person? Like, why was it a cat? And so Scott Adams said, well, the reason why I made Catbert the HR person is because HR people, they're hiding, they're gone, never around. And so I always took that to heart and say, I never want to be a cat. Like, I always want to be out there, and I wanted to be friendly, and I wanted to make sure that we're helping people get ahead. I really care about people. And, work is something that you do your whole life, and you do spend a lot of time there. So we need to make it a place that's creative and fun and fulfilling and safe. And we look out for everybody's best interest.
And psychological safety.
Psychological
is
safety.
paramount to that.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Shout out to you all for tuning in and those who will be tuning in later. Once again, check out our new home, guidegroup.com, to see the latest and greatest on Guide, your favorite lifestyle brand. In addition, make sure to pick up your Big Black Tea at bigblacktea.com. And I want to give a shout out really quickly to a new brand that's been around for quite some time, but I'm friends with the founder, Black Billionaires Club, a really awesome brand that's doing really amazing things and inspiring the minds and the hearts of the next generation. So shout out to Black Billionaires Club. With that said, thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Have a great day.